Hi, everybody. I'm Dennis Daly. I spent 20 years with United Press International, most of it with the old UPI Radio Network. And my favorite assignment was going on the road producing and hosting American Montage. It was an hour-long weekly program. Now here's an edited version of one of those shows. Well, hi, everybody. This week we're on the road again. Beautiful Branson, Missouri. We're aboard the Branson Belle. That wonderful showboat that Kenny Rogers christened a year ago March. You and I were there, and now we're back.
There's a party on the showboat. Party on the showboat. There's a party on the showboat. I'm glad y'all came along.
Before going that first time, I started talking to Martha Hoy Boner, one of the PR people on the telephone. Martha felt as if we had known each other, although we really didn't meet the first time I was in Branson. Now we're back. I've had the opportunity to sit down and talk to her about the phenomenon that is Branson, Missouri, on this week's American Montage. Martha, let me ask what may sound like a funny question. You mentioned Branson to some people, for example, on the plane coming out here, and the reaction I got was the person thought it's just a bunch of, quote, old people sitting around. That is not the case, but in this audience, there are a lot of people here, senior citizens who come here. Isn't it fun to watch these people who, instead of sitting home on their porch someplace, are out here having fun as if they're 18 again?
Oh, absolutely. To say that Branson is popular with tour groups is not to say that it's quiet and sedate. People of all ages love to have fun, and tour groups just like anybody else do.
Martha,
they're having a ball.
Martha, you've seen this city evolve over the past years or so. And in talking to people who are natives here, did anyone have any inkling 20 years ago that this would become one of the world's entertainment meccas?
I think that was the focus 20 years ago, that many of those who were in the entertainment industry here hoped that it would. And there was a lot of effort by individuals who owned entertainment properties, such as Silver Dollar City and the Chamber of Commerce, to promote it that way. It just happened all at one time. It seemed like it's really been building over a period of 30 years.
Well, now, originally, it was a kind of foot-stomping country music kind of thing with a few, you might call them hayloft or barn lot shows. There were the Presleys and the Bald Knobbers, a lot of tent religious revivals and things in this area. That was really how it all started, wasn't it?
Well,
if we go back far enough.
That's how the music end of it started. Actually, this area has been popular for tourists for over 100 years. Marble Cave, which is under Silver Dollar City. Silver Dollar City was built on top of that. Was open to commercial tours in 1894.
Wow! And
the White River down here was a popular spot for fishermen. And throughout the early 1900s, people vacationed here quite a bit.
Now, Table Rock Dam, which forms this gorgeous lake, and we're on the lake right now, would date from what? The 40s?
Late 1950s.
Late 50s.
Right. I think it was completed in 1959.
Well, it certainly has created just a recreational mecca here.
Oh, yes, definitely. That made it popular for skiers and boaters. Before that, it was primarily fishing.
Martha, you mentioned Silver Dollar City. I've been there. It's a wonderful recreation of an 1800s village.
There had actually been a mining village there before, and they thought it would be a good idea to recreate this mining village and put some of the old-time crafts in it. And when they did that, the first year that it opened, they had 3 times as many people come to visit the village as came through the cave. So they decided they were into the theme park business. Now, Marble Cave is still open as well, but Silver Dollar City has grown quite a bit since then.
You may remember about a year ago we went to Branson, Missouri for the christening of the Branson Belle, that beautiful showboat that was actually built on land, and then it was, as Dizzy Dean would say, slud down a hill on a bunch of banana peels. Honestly, Kenny Rogers and a lot of other stars there. And now we're back as Christmas time has come to the Ozarks. You know, it's not all country, it's great entertainment at Branson. My special thanks again to everyone at the Grand Palace and at Silver Dollar City. I wanted to know what happens in Branson after the busy Christmas holiday season is over. Is there another season, or does the city kind of go to sleep for a while?
Well, there are a number of theaters that are open during all year round. They call that festival Hot Winter Fun. So there are opportunities for entertainment throughout the year. Right now, the Christmas season is just kicking in, so this is really a hot time. After Christmas, from January through about the middle of March, there are a number of venues that are still open.
Well, Martha, it's great fun. I'm going to go back and watch more of the show. I've always envied entertainers who had the ability to kind of wrap the crowd around their finger. Even before the show got started here on the Branson Belle, the MC was warming the crowd up, dividing it into thirds and having kind of a sing-off competition.
There we go. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Take this crowd right down the middle on the bottom floor here. Everybody on this side. You're the first section. Now, y'all get to be the pianos, all right? In order to be a piano, all the way to the back there, take both your hands, put them in the air like this. There you go. Now, a piano sounds like this.
Now you have to remember, this is a group of adults, about 750 people divided into thirds, kind of making a fool out of themselves.
Ready and play.
Don't try this at home.
Sound good this morning, Perry. All right, let's go over here. Everybody out this side.
Well, while all of that was going on downstairs in the showroom, if you will, of the Branson Belle, upstairs, the captain, Scott, was looking closely at the weather. I said we were on the waters of Table Rock Lake. Well, that's true, but we're not out on Table Rock Lake. It is one of those rare days when the wind is too high. I talked to the captain about what it's like to be aboard the Branson Belle and to leave, well, what you might call maritime navigation to run the helm of a showboat. And it's a big helm at that. Scott, this wheelhouse, I guess that's the name for it, has a huge ship's wheel. It's how many feet in diameter is what essentially is a steering wheel? Today we're not going out because of the weather, and I guess this time of year it can get pretty choppy out here. What's the passenger capacity of the Branson Belle?
700 passengers. Mm-hmm.
Can you tell when you have a light crowd or a heavy crowd? I've always wondered whether an airplane pilot can tell if the plane's full or not.
Well, no, not really. No, the boat is real stable. Most of the weight is below the water line as far as tankage, the water and the fuel and everything like that. So that makes up for any passengers. However, the boat does sit a good 6 inches further in the water if there's full of people, but I don't notice it up here, no.
This is such a beautiful part of the world. If you haven't been to the Ozarks, you don't really realize how absolutely gorgeous it is. We're a little past the fall colors here, but with the trees, it just must have been gorgeous when fall approached here.
Oh yeah, we had good consistent rain toward the end of the summer, and then we got a real good one early in the fall, and that really helped the foliage, and it was especially beautiful this year.
Now, before going on the air, you told me you were from Rock Island, Illinois, which has quite a riverboat history to it. How did you get involved in all of this, and what do you have to do to be a boat captain?
Well, the way I got involved in it is I had a factory career at one time, and I kind of got tired of that, and went to work as a deckhand on a little riverboat in the fall, and been doing it ever since, 9 years now, and that's what you got to do. You got to work. It's on-the-job training. I worked as a deckhand for 4 years before I obtained my captain's license.
What are the big hazards, if there are any, of navigating on a lake? I mean, certainly you're not in heavy traffic as if you were on the Mississippi, but even though this might look pretty cut and dried from a layman's standpoint, I'm sure there are a lot of things you have to look out for.
Small craft.
They get in your way, huh?
You bet.
You blow the horn?
Yes, if I have to.
Or is it whistle? What's the proper word?
Well, actually, I wish I had a whistle. It's a replica of an old steamboat, you know, so it'd be nice to have a whistle where I could control the pitch with a flow of air, but we've got big Trachtenberg horns on board, and it's a horn.
And there you have it, another edited episode of one of the American Montage programs prepared for the UPI Radio Network back in the 1980s and 90s. I'm Dennis Daly. Thanks for listening. Thanks for going with me this week. And check YouTube for more American Montage Programs.